Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. For the last few years, my working setup has been a chair, a desk, and my MacBook. But because I now spend more time working at my desk, and let's be honest, I also didn't mind having a fancier background for videos for you guys, I decided it was time for an upgrade. So, of course, the first step in this journey was to binge watch way too many desk setups on YouTube. After writing down everything that I absolutely had to have in my new desk for maximum productivity, I realized I would probably need to find a new, much bigger apartment while also getting 3 full-time jobs. So I knew I had to pare down my wish list. In this video, I'm going to walk you through setting up my new working desk. And it all starts by getting deliveries almost every day for a few weeks and effectively becoming besties with Antonio, the delivery guy, while at the same time making my neighbors suspicious that maybe, just maybe, I was operating an Amazon distribution center right from my apartment. Finally, when we couldn't move anymore because of all the boxes, we finally stopped procrastinating and got down to work. I made my girlfriend Eva a volunteer because if the definition of love isn't about setting a new desk together that I'm the only one using, then what is love really all about? So we started by vacuuming the floor and cleaning the desk with Mistoline, a cleaning product that my mother truly believes you can use for anything. You can think of it as the Portuguese version of Windex from my big fat Greek wedding. And because you should always trust your mother, I use it to clean my furniture, wipe the windows, and treat COVID. We also pushed the desk to the corner and then decided to start with the arm for the new monitor. And, of course, it all started with me dropping some screws because let's face it, this is just another day in the life of Dan Scissorhands. Right when we were ready to mount the monitor, I got a call from a friend in panic because he needed advice. You know, from a productivity guru like myself, to complete the thesis for his master that was due, surprise surprise, in 3 days. Now, I don't have a master's and I have never needed to write a thesis, so I basically told him to just sit down and work and reassured him that he would make it, although I had a feeling he probably wouldn't. After a few minutes marveling at my new big ass monitor, it was time to work on the lighting setup. I got hue lights to provide better background colors for the videos as well as some ambience on my desk, all coupled with a new nice lamp. While Eva worked on setting the app for the lamps, I assembled the mount for my MacBook. And, of course, we put a small IKEA plant on the desk, which apparently is mandatory if you want to be taken seriously on YouTube. Then it was time to understand how I could connect the MacBook to the monitor, which took way longer than expected and led me on a research rampage of articles, apps, and videos, while at the same time being distracted by Eva playing with the lights and in general behaving like a 5-year-old with a shiny new toy. Eventually, I turned into a 5-year-old as well and started playing with the lights. And I must admit, she was right. It's a lot of fun. It's very cool to see all the colors and see how they interact with the room. So, after the much needed procrastination with the hue lights, it was time to complete the setup with the ring light on the desk that I'm gonna use whenever I have a call. Originally, the idea was to place it with a clip at the top of the monitor, but I was afraid it was gonna hurt my new big ass monitor. So, in the end, we decided to order a desk stand for the light, which would arrive a few days later. And hey, that would give me a chance to see Antonio again and wish him happy holidays. Next up was the drawer unit that would go next to the table. This was to store additional gear as well as books and notebooks. And I tell you this, putting together anything from IKEA is not easy as advertised. Anyone that claims otherwise is either an engineer or works at IKEA assembling this stuff. And because I am neither of those things, assembling a simple unit takes us way longer than expected, as well as having a philosophical discussion on how exactly the IKEA overlords meant the screws to be connected. The door is a particularly conniving part. As I'm almost on the brink of tears streaming down my face, I end up assembling it the way a true man does, using my fist as a hammer and wondering why life is so hard sometimes.
Hello darkness, my old friend, I've come to talk with you again.
We finally managed to finish the unit and set it up on the wall. We tried to make it straight, but to no avail because my floor, as my life, is crooked. Then we put a second and much bigger plant at the top because I heard somewhere that the most productive people in the world live in a forest. And so it only makes sense to try to recreate that feeling in my work environment. I thought about getting some monkeys too to recreate the forest feeling even more, but apparently you can't do that anymore. So that was that. We put the second U light and call it a day. A new day rises, and because you should begin your day by eating your biggest frog, I start by removing tape from my desk using alcohol. Eva, the volunteer, decided to flee the country in order to escape more assembling. She is from Madeira, an island of Portugal which is most famous because of this guy. And she decided to leave me all alone because it was Christmas. Oh well, I guess anything serves as an excuse these days. Then it's time to assemble the stand for the microphone, which, unlike the IKEA furniture, is surprisingly easy. The lamp, however, is a different story, and because Newer thinks they're Apple and can send their products without instructions, I have to watch a couple of YouTube videos to understand what's really going on. And if I fail, I can always use it as a raincoat, apparently. But even after taking way too long to set it up, I'm quite happy with the results. And that was the last piece of my new productivity desk setup. I hope you enjoyed this vlog, and if you want to see the final result, you can click here on the right to see one of my many videos about productivity. Until next time, bye bye.